I got me a little cleaning job I gotta go do today. I am kind of excited about that because I am getting out of the house and things like that. I'm finna go out into the world, into the jungle. I mean, I live in the jungle anyway, but now I'm finna travel. I'm finna venture out a little bit further than home today. And I'm kind of excited about cleaning. I kind of like to do that thing, you know, not every day. I don't want to clean up for everybody every day. I like to do it probably, I'm going to say about 4 times a week for somebody else, just to get out of the house and get acquainted with someone new and, you know, hear them. But a lot of times I'll be busy, but sometimes I catch little moments where we talk. Because when I go to work, I go to work. I'll talk to them if they're talking to me. You know, is there a time if they want to talk, then I just listen and we can share a conversation and I can keep cleaning sometimes and keep moving and multitasking. And sometimes the people work, you know, and they be tired too. And they just want someone to come in and help clean it up for them. So, but I work from home on babysitting and the pay is not that much, but it's enough for me to survive. And that's how I want to live. I want to survive. And I want others to survive too. I don't have no personal grudges against anyone. I don't, you know. And I want to be able to walk out my door and feel safe. I want to feel safe when I'm in my home. It seems like that thing is not happening. All of that safety has been taken away. I don't think people should be able to take guns from their own home and their own property. Guns should be checked, registered, and all of those things with the police department first. If we're going to buy certain weapons, or if we're going to buy weapons, it should be marked off on a judge and somebody else, a doctor, and all kind of people like that, saying that we are fit to have a weapon sometime. It's certain types of weapons. Certain type of weapons. You need to know why do you need a AR-15 or high-powered telescopes. It doesn't matter. It should be signed off on by a judge saying that it's okay for this person to go to where he said he gonna buy this gun from. We need to see the invoice and make sure he only bought the one a gun. Then he need to get with the police department so he can get proper training. Now you own the weapon, but the weapon shall be kept under lock and key at the police department. And if there is a war in your area, you can come get that gun. If you caught in the streets with a gun, you should have a fine. You should be fined. But that right there can be a tricky rule. What if we evacuating? What if you moving? What if you on the run? What if you on the run from someone or something? You know? What if you travel a long way? What if you going to work? That's a tricky thing right there. See, that's why it has to be acknowledged the first time around so that you can get it right. Because if I can't be in the street with no weapon, then no one else should be in the streets with weapons. But who is no one? No one. No one. If the police department own weapons, they should be kept at the police department. And if there is a need, if a police officer is been downed, collect as much evidence, and then we looking for them. Until it happened, there's no need for weapons. Until something happened, ain't no need for the weapons to come. None. If they were speeding, then did they cause an accident though? Well, they were doing 90, then the car should not do 90. The car should not do 150, 60, 70, 80, 100, 210, 227 miles per hour. A car should not go that fast. It's just so many things that I think are just so tricky. I don't like being tricked. I do not like being tricked. If you want something, just come straight out and ask. Keep on tricking. Tricking ain't easy. We've been tricked for a very long time. Tricked. Don't even have our own mind. We can't even think for ourselves no more. We still let God think for us. We can't even think for ourselves. And then we use God because we get afraid. When I get to talk about God, I'm scared now. Dear God, is your spirit and got nailed and is it coming for me? I really do. I get worried. Is it my time? Is I'm about to go? And I want to stop living like that. I do. But it seems to be the only thing that we see on television. Only thing that the telly brings is killing and action and guns and weapons of mass destruction and wars and histories of wars and wars we done heard about so many. I'm so sick of hearing about the same wars over and over and over again. Won't you show me a nice place I can go visit so I can get out my house and out my head? But then I don't even feel safe going out in the streets. I don't even feel safe going out in the streets. So many killers are out there. The killers are everywhere, and it is so true. You don't know who is a killer. You don't know who just want to gun someone down. True, they gun you down in your own home, which is even more frightening. This is my den, and this is my nest. This is where I roost, and this is where I live. If I can't lay down in peace here, then, oh, it is a horrible night for me. I don't like it being like that. When Miss Katherine Johnson was murdered in her own home, she just had a birthday. Either she got one coming up or she is about, it done already passed. And I cried. It's some things that affect me worse than other things. Whew. I do apologize for not being a robot. I would like to apologize for being a human and having emotions. I would like to apologize, for having questions that some people can't motherfucking answer. I need some goddamn answers. Why people still got weapons in the street. This ain't the motherfucking old West no goddamn more. We need to learn how to sit there and goddamn have a motherfucking conversation without the weapon. Leave the weapons at home. If I ain't at your house fucking with you, don't come to mine fucking with me. We need to be able to sit down and have them kind of conversations with motherfuckers and not get our left jaw slapped, if not shot in the head, if we care to speak too freely and too loudly. And if we run the risk of too many others following and walking away from everybody, like, fuck all, don't nobody mean that motherfucking much to me. Fuck all these people. I just want to live in peace. I ain't gonna fuck with them as long as they don't fuck with me. Ain't nobody fucking with me. Why is it always so much shit going on in your goddamn head? Because I see it. It's few and far. It's few and far. But they just show it over and over, and it has happened for so many years. And I was born in chaos. I didn't bring that shit with me. It was here when I got here. It was here when I got here. I know I done been a little part of chaos history making and some things like that I ain't done did right, And I done tried to keep them moving, And all those that were involved kept right on moving along too. We kept moving along too. And I can look over here and I can look all around and I can still see a lot of people that I done kept moving with. And I'm happy to see them when they keep moving. And I'm sick of people bringing stuff that ain't got to be brought against ordinary, hard-working ants. And if God looking at us under a microscope, then he has 1/6 sense of humor. Is he locked up somewhere and in chains? And this is all he got to do all day long and just fuck with us and bring pain. then you think there should be doctors' offices in communities and closer by. We should have more doctors. We should have more teachers. We should have more nurses. Everybody should be taught basic CPR, just basic CPR. It should be taught. The fire departments everywhere. A lot of times they don't mind doing things. They don't mind doing it. Hey, they rather be doing that, something to entertain their mind, something to do. And that's to help other people to learn and to motivate them. And to let us all know that, hey, now we really learning how to pull together to save life. And it's a scary thing if you think about putting your mouth on somebody else's mouth to breathe for them. I don't know what they got. You ain't got to swallow. Always spit and wipe your mouth. Give them some air. The heart needs oxygen. The brain needs oxygen. Deprivation. Lack of too much oxygen. Lack of not enough oxygen to the brain, to the heart, to certain organs can cause them to begin to shut down. And a lot of the ability that brain had is being lost, like data being erased. Oh no, I must stop the computer. It's erasing the data. What can I do? Oh, a reboot. Don't you like that defibrillator? Or something like that perhaps we can get in community buildings, in neighborhoods, in so many square feet in communities. It should be a help building. It should be a place where someone can run and seek help immediately. It's enough of us to make things like that happen. It's enough supplies. It's enough old buildings. A lot of things. A place where a person who's been traveling a long time and got a long ways to go can stop and go in and sit down and can buy a hot meal and keep them moving. Enough places like that will generate enough money to keep some of those places going. And for the person who helps out there to be able to pay their bills and to survive at home. And I sit down and I just have ideas and notions and intentions like that. But ain't nothing I can do with it. There's nothing that I can do with it. And then I get frustrated. Because everything costs money and, what do you call it? Being bold, stepping out there and making it happen, going to people. And then that's that fear that reluctantly pulls me back. That I'm going to be judged harshly. And they're going to tell me no. And they might feel in their heart that it's a good idea, but they're not going to give me a chance because they sized me up when they saw me walking in. They just sized me off. Didn't even give me a chance. And I know that I like learning new things. I like getting my hands dirty, so to say, playing around in the dirt. The things I want to do to my garden and stuff like that, but it's so much money that we have to give away for things I don't think that should be costing that much money just to have. In my ability to buy into it and to never be satisfied, to always have to have more and more. And after that, more and more. Come on, Joe. More and more. And after that, more and more. And you'll be in my heart saying, yeah, more. I want some more. Oh my gosh. And I want someone in my life who's on my maturity level, who I can sit down with and have these conversations that I have with myself. I want to share my thoughts. I want to sit down and I want someone to hear me out and to let me and to let me reach the end and then Give me some sort of feedback. Yeah, because sometimes we don't like being cut off because we'll lose our train of thought. And it was something that we wanted to express, but it was taken away. And I'm so bad at doing that. And I'm trying so hard to learn how to stop and to listen and to not be anxious with myself, to allow that person an opportunity to get it out, to get it all the way out, to sit there quietly and listen until they run out of words to say. Because I'd be eager, to jump in and to share my input with the conversation. And sometimes the conversation keep going, and then sometimes I don't hear everything that they're saying, and sometimes they don't hear everything that I'm saying. And I just want, and I understand sometimes it's an excitement when we get a chance to express ourselves with someone who feels the same way we do. Sometimes the conversation can get a little exciting, and sometimes you can get a little rude and don't listen and just want to get it all. I would like for someone who just can sit down with me and give me about 5 or 10 good minutes. And it don't cost me nothing. It don't cost me not one big old dime because I ain't got no money. And that's this right here. I just don't ever get any feedback from anyone because I'm kind of slow. And I understand that. And my mind moved from channel to channel, from channel to channel, from thing to thing, to self-improvement, to improvement in the environment around me, unto my gardening, learning new techniques and learning new survival skills based on my age and where I'm at. It's harder for me to go than it used to be. My mind just really don't even really want to go that far and that fast anymore. Because when I go in fear. And I don't like going in fear. This is to help me get over that fear. And to address my fears. And hopefully someone out there who feels the same way I do, we can have a conversation. And they can help me to know what they do to overcome their fears. And that's what I be hoping for sometimes. Because when I meet somebody that's going through the same thing that I'm going through, it let me know that I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one, I ain't the only one that's crazy. But a lot of people don't want to talk about these things. We're taught to hold them in and to hang on to your emotions. Don't show your emotions. You ain't supposed to have no feelings. How dare you compare me to a robot? I ain't taking that shit no more. I ain't no goddamn robot. Don't keep on treating me like I'm one. I'm a woman. I have feelings. Oh, feelings. I have some feelings. Oh my gosh. Now I really have got to get going because I have got to go out and clean for someone today. And again, I am excited. It has been a while since I have seen her, and she has been having some cool things go on in her life. She's a really cool person to work with, and I feel comfortable around her, and she treat me cool with respect. I like that. And I like for the person that I'm cleaning for to be satisfied. And in order for them to be satisfied, I have to try to work it to perfection. I'm an artist at cleaning in my head. In my own head, I can clean pretty good is what I tell myself. I put a little stink juice on that thing. I like to clean like that. I just do. Every now and again, you're going to find somebody that you put the stank on it, that motherfucking floor could have a top shine on it that look like you can skate ice on it and them. Ain't even happy. It ain't me that they're not happy with or the result of the job. It might just be something that going on funky in their life. So I still have to work just as hard with that person. I'm not going to allow that to reflect me. I'm going to still work hard and be true to myself if I'm being paid for a job the way I think I should be paid. And if it ain't in the contract and I don't want to do it, then don't even ask. Don't even ask. You got to cough up some change. If you want me to perform a certain task and it's not even in discussion, in agreement, like ovens. I have to be paid a little bit extra for that oven. I ain't done found one that cleaned itself yet. I done searched for them self-cleaning ovens, okay? I done searched. I done not found a self-cleaning oven, not nowhere, not yet. I done soaked it. I done soaked it with something. And I done still has to scrub when it comes to an oven, and down on my knees and all that scrubbing, and you got the dough in the way, hidden this big old, I got a big old belly. I got a big old belly. And you want me down on my knees, laying over an oven dough, and it ain't gonna cost you a little bit more? That oven will keep right on working just the same. I don't care how nasty it is, okay? It gonna keep right on cooking the same way. I don't care how nasty it get. It might even throw a little seasoning up in with it if you leave some of that crust in there. Might get that smoke flavor. You might be wondering why the food tastes different all of a sudden after the oven been cleaned. Now everything tastes a little different. That seasoning. And if you don't want to pay right, I'd advise you to leave that little seasoning hanging on up. I will not be messing with it. All that grease done piled up in there and it hanging in knots, and you want me to do it for damn near free. No. Oh, my knee. It's when you're on your knees you're weakest. I can agree with that. I can truly agree with that. Back hurt like a motherfucker. Knees damn near gone, no. Hand nasty hell. All that sweat running down your face, and you trying so hard to scratch, and you don't want to take them nasty ass gloves off. Goddamn glove got a paste of brown. You done scrubbed so fucking hard, you done ripped the glove. Hell to the no, you want me to do that for $10. You must be out your mind. This damn near whole day job to get this motherfucker clean. And you want me to do it for $10. Oh my gosh, I have got to eat. I need to put my face on. I know my face on. I need to put my teeth in. My tooth is in my mouth. And go and brush my teeth. Sometimes I like to go ahead on and get my thoughts out of my head, like this right here, because it's going to be full speed ahead the rest of the day. I'm not going to have a time to express it and to get it out of my head, and it going to hit repeat. I was supposed to end. And it just sometimes some things I just want to share, and I just want to ask others, are they feeling the same way? Even if I don't get a response, I put it out there. And sometimes people might say something, but most of the time people won't say anything and probably don't even make it to the end of the video. I know a lot of times I ain't no go to the end. They don't make it to the end. I had to hit stop. 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 You know what? I live around some really cool people. I do. I want my community to be built up. I don't want no gate all the way around that motherfucker. Hell to the no. I want to be able to I want to be able to flee if I need to. We never know. Russia is extremely close to us. We have a lot of troubling times going on right now. There's a lot of things that are hitting us hard right now. And not just the United States of America. I'm talking about around the globe. A lot of times we don't see stuff because we are working so hard. And a lot of people who have had time to sit back and reflect on life and to see things that are going on around us, and they tired of traveling and being stuck in traffic. We have to drive an hour every day just to go to work. It should be work closer to home so that everybody who don't want to travel don't have to travel. They can find a place closer to home to work. And that will require building communities out a little bit further and building up those smaller communities, giving the things that they need. It's enough of us that can make things like this happen. So that people don't have to live stacked on top of one another, so that your mind can breathe and you don't have to hear that constant noise all night long. At least an acre. We can make these things happen. We do have to ask the Native Americans, how do they feel about it? But those are the recognized tribes. What about the tribes of this area that were not recognized? That did not become a part of the treaty. What happened to their ancestors, and who decides who is a native to a land where they were born? Who decides what's a native to a land where I was born in whatever year it was that I was born right here upon these soils? And I be told that I not Native American. I be told that I African American, based on the context of my skin color. Yeah. Not the demographics of where I was born at. And how many generations it went back that were on record that were born here too. Now perhaps the ancestors from many, many, many years ago started in Africa and migrated to these regions during the Great Migration, or it's a great migration if you gotta migrate from Africa and come to here. A lot of these people weren't here by slaves. A lot of them were here on foot. Knew how to get here on foot from many different ways. Many different ways. And to tell somebody they can't travel on foot just because they are human, it's indecent. It's indecent. If you want to put a gate up around your house where you live, that's fine. But we should not have organizations exercising their power by putting gates up everywhere and high gates with all that wire around them so that we can't get out of here. We got to. We captured. I don't want to live like I'm motherfucking captured. Goddamn barbed wire fences. I can't goddamn get out. Ain't no damn dog. What's going on? What the fuck we need with all them fences and wires? And I'm like, is we finna turn to zombies? And we's already seen each other as evil and stuff. Is it finna be the blacks against the whites? It gonna be some whites that gonna go with them blacks. And it gonna be some blacks that go with them whites. Because there's a lot of us that just love everybody. What's gonna happen to us? Is us just gonna turn on each other and start eating each other's throat? Is that COVID gonna do that to us? I need to stay locked in the house. I am not the only one, okay? Sit it outside the door. Who is it? Who is that? Shh. Don't say You may leave it outside the door, please. That's how we can be. That's how we can get. That's how a lot of people feel. It's not just me. I'm not the only one. When Miss Katherine Johnson was gunned down in her own home, it did something to me. It really did. When the woman, whoever she was, I don't remember her name, she took her 2 small children and she drove them into the water. I can't go into the details, and then sometimes I don't like even talking about it. Then I hear they talking about on these shows how politicians were talking about hanging another one from his throat. I'm going to say it was Donald Trump's vice president, that they said some people were making that remark that they would hang them by their throat. That's in these borders, in these fenced-in gates, in these walls, that I see more killing. I ain't got to look far to find it. And you want me to follow after what? What am I to follow after? What am I to vote for you for? Why am I voting for you? Are you not bringing? Are you? What is it? Is it the person who is the biggest Al Capone that I'm supposed to vote for? Is the more heat you can bring supposed to make you the baddest? Is that supposed to make me the best? How much heat I can bring? How much heat can I bring? We can do it like that right now. I'll make the motherfucking Northern Star fall on top of your goddamn head. Do you hear me? Do you hear? I had the technology to make that shit happen. You fuck with me, it will fall. I ain't gotta do no more. Tap my finger. It doesn't matter. If my finger is falling, know that. Know that. Don't worry about all that. I need for you to get my money. I need my money. I need my product. I got people over there at the dock waiting. They waiting on that shit, and you can't get it in here. Man, I won't let you use the docks nowhere. Nowhere. You get from me what I want. Whatever I want. Is that how the government run? That's what I see. I just wish that they would be for real with us. They would be. I see them like that. They on that fucking gangster shit behind them motherfucking door. You know, them niggas be speaking they mind in them bold rooms or wherever they at. When they on the phone with motherfucker, when motherfuckers sitting in there, you know they be talking all kind of goddamn shit. No way no motherfucker gonna sit up there in that motherfucking suit and tie. That cigar in his motherfucking mouth with that many guns around him. This is what I bring. This is my heat. Army, Navy, National Guard, the Marines, the Air Force. You got the National Guards. You got the police. You got the whatever. You got the National Forestry. You got the GBIs, the FBIs, the CIAs. What other guns do they own out there? All of them. All of them right there. I don't know if the postal workers. I don't know if the postal workers can carry guns too. I don't know. But that's a lot of guns out there. Motherfucker on that gangster shit. I can see them. And that's how I be looking at them motherfuckers. I can see them sitting up in a boardroom in a meeting. Motherfucking long cigars hanging out of their mouth. Motherfucker talking real shit. You know how much power I fucking bring. You said you were gonna have me 3 diamonds when you got here. I only see 2. I don't give a fuck about the fucking flu. Swine's been giving flu for decades. Tell them to stop working in so much shit. Catch your breath. We know that animals need to be outdoors when they shit. All that shit build up in the dirt and get nasty and will make people sick. I don't give a fuck. It's their job to contain that shit, not mine. I just want my money. I don't give a fuck about that other stuff. I don't give a fuck how much shit in there. It's his job. His job to keep it clean, not mine. I just want the money. All I want is my cut. I want my fucking cut. And if you can't get it, y'all know what to do. You drop the North Star on your fucking head. Remember that. You lucky I didn't put a... Man, I'm gonna drop the North Star on his ass. I started to make my elephant drop kick his ass. Yeah, he lucky. It's his lucky day. It's his lucky day. That's just how I see them. And I can go there in my head, and then I come back out of that little scene right there. And I go somewhere and I write that right there down. And then I don't have the time sometimes to go back before I get another idea, which might be a whole nother day, a whole nother week, a whole month before I get something. And I don't go back and elaborate on it. And I be wanting to make it, put a series of books together. And when I do have free time, I'm usually trying to keep my house tidy. And I'd rather do that, to sit down and do that. To keep moving by writing. See, my mind get jumbly. Because I'm thinking of one thing and visualizing something else. And it, like my mind, sometimes it just keep going. My mind, it just be skipping real fast. And I'm trying to figure out how I can slow it down. And one of the things that do help me to slow down and to stay focused on one thing longer is marijuana. I don't think it should be illegal. And see, it was something else that I was going to say, and boom, I move on to something else. Just like that. Focused on the how it happened. Why did I was just, and all of a sudden I got confused. I wonder what caused that. Am I getting dementia? Am I about to catch something? My mind will start doing that. It will start doing that. And I lose my train of thought to whatever it was that I was thinking about. And I'll start thinking about something more serious. That, I got something bad going on with me. And when I'm busy, sometimes I don't think about it so much. And then sometimes if I don't have anyone to conversate with, I'll think about it a little bit more. Babysitting keeps me going. And it keeps my mind from focusing in on all the horrible things that can happen. And I just want to feel normal because I know that I have not always felt like this. I've had traumatic things in my life that have caused me to have my whole life shifted. And everything in my life and all perspective and everything changed. And it's something that I can't unchange because it happened. And trauma hits me hard. It hits a lot of us hard. And we don't have a chance to deal with it. We don't have a chance to deal with that thing. And we have to try and reach our own solutions to the thoughts that we're having in our head. And a lot of times we don't think that it's normal. It's a lot of thoughts that are normal that we don't think are normal thoughts that we're supposed to have. And we automatically think that something is wrong with us. It's a whole lot of emotional things that go on inside of our head, and we're taught not to talk about it and not to deal with it. Not talking about it has caused us to have a whole lot of problems. It can cause a lot of problems when you have panic attacks too often. Your body can go through a certain hormonal changes, and that can be frightening. And the feeling that I'm feeling, and I don't know what it is, and my heart is racing. And I got this choking feeling in my throat, and I got these scratching, and my heart is racing, and I can feel it when it skips a beat, kind of feeling. And a lot of us done been in shock, or in coming out of shock, and we can't talk about it. We're told that you're not supposed to feel that way. You're not supposed to feel anything. You're supposed to be numb. You're just going through the motion. As long as you work, you can work through it. We don't discuss anything. We're told not to. We can't. Now we're coming to a Me Too era, and a movement where the youth said we won't be silenced. You won't treat us harshly like you have our parents. I've seen my mom slapped around by you, Dad. I don't care what color you are. A lot of young people have seen their mom slapped around by their dad, or their dad slapped around by their mom, and their parents fighting. These little girls don't want to be slapped around. They don't want to. They've realized somewhere along the way, you see, that the bitch need to be more independent. She don't want to give up the pussy. Then I don't care what she eat. I don't give a fuck how many she got. Let her go. I can't stand that old bitch. Look at her. Oh, raggedy pussy bitch got all them children. Look at her. Nope, I cannot hire her. No, let her go. So many cruel things we have done. Guilty myself, yeah. I am. It's normal human emotion. It's normal human emotion to just, no, I don't think it's normal. I don't think it's normal. It's abnormal is the word that I'm trying to say. It's abnormal human emotion for us to hate on one another. A woman should always embrace another woman. I'm not talking about licking her split. We're going to take sex all the way out of the equation, and we're going to make it into a sisterhood. Now, I didn't personally grow up with a sister, so I don't know if they lick each other's splits or not. I don't know. I don't personally know any sisters that have done that. I don't. I don't know of any. I don't personally know any young ladies that have been molested by their dad. I don't. So I can't address those issues. But if it was something that a little girl did not want to do, and someone forced themselves onto her, and she said no, and they did not listen. They chose not to listen and to feed their desires more. Then that's a violation of someone else's rights. When you can harass someone with phone calls and shit, but when you put your hands on them, then that's a different scenario. It's a different story. And it might be a different outcome than it would if you did not force yourself on them when no means no. And I try hard to learn that no means no. I used to not like taking the word no. please, let's do it. Please, please, beg, 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 beg. And bam, I got my way. That don't work all the time. It don't work with everybody. It don't. You can't have your way with everybody. You might can have your way with certain people that love you regardless. And that can be misleading when you go out in life thinking that you pretty much, when you want it, you're going to have it. And you might go a long ways and a long time with not really wanting something. It could just be to sit down and play a hand of spades with someone and you just beg them so bad. It could be affection from another person that you want and you just beg them so bad till it becomes harassing. I've been down that road before. I have. Anyway, it is almost 8 o'clock and I need to put the phone down and I need to put my teeth in and I need to get ready to face the world. When I walk out the door, I'm facing the world. I'm inside my little unit. It's a unit. It's barely noticeable, but it's the place that I call home. And having one is important to me. And something like what I have would be might mean a lot to a whole lot of people, not just me. And sometimes there are things that we would like to do, but it costs money to do a lot of things. And some people want to be homeless, but everybody don't want to be homeless. It's what I've heard from a homeless person, that it was their choice to live homeless. And I respect that too. I do. Who am I to tell somebody grown what they should do regardless of how much money they have? So I try very hard to stay in my lane. And that's how I want to be respected. I don't care what line of work you are in. I don't care who you are. That's how I want to live respected. And I want others to respect me the same way.